I guess this is just gonna be like a test recording, but I'm still gonna record a video talking about a lot of things. But anyway, hello, my American friends. How are you guys doing? If you can actually hear the vehicles, I apologize. I'm literally out in public. I drove here to record this video, okay? So, to my American friends that are watching this on YouTube or TikTok, like, are you guys okay? Do y'all need help? Are y'all crying for help, but it's like some kind of like a silent shout for help? Because the things that the whole world is seeing is just you guys shooting yourself in the foot and then not even like knowing that you are shooting yourself in the foot. Like, are you guys okay? Banning TikTok has nothing to do with national security. It literally has nothing to do with national security. It's just the US itself pushing out competition so that their own company can thrive. And let me tell you, Facebook and Instagram is the most horrible social media platform that I have ever used. I have a Facebook account that I barely use. I have an Instagram account that it got hacked once by the Turkish. I tried to get it back. There is no way I can get it back because Instagram and their security. And then they say, oh, you forgot about your two-factor authentication. I'm just like, I barely even use Instagram. I didn't even upload anything. And if anything, it's just among the friends that used to follow me, but now it's like we kind of fell out and it's like we don't really like follow each other. So yeah, like US social media companies are just on another level of horrible, and I have no idea like why are you all doing this? What's your purpose? Singapore's economy is a very competitive economy. That's why we don't bar companies like including Huawei. Like Huawei is still able to sell in Singapore. Like then the US is just like, oh, we don't like Huawei. Let's ban Huawei. Why? Because they're making better smartphones than Apple. Alright, Apple is literally their own main company. Google is just doing the software side for Android. But apparently, Huawei was making such a good phone that they just decided, that is competition, and we don't want the competition to win. So we decided to ban. So the US banned quite a number of things. They banned Huawei, they banned a lot of trade stuff from China, and I just feel bad for my American people. Like, you could have good stuff for value for money, but because of what your government did, you didn't reap the benefits of it. Like, you're really got shafted. You're really got shafted. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. Like okay, just to give you some context, I am a very frequent Taobao shopper, okay? I shop on it. Taobao is like a Chinese e-commerce site. I think Linus has actually shopped on it. He bought his 115-inch TV on it or something, and it's like, okay, if you actually go and search the things that are in Chinese e-commerce site, there are some real gold nuggets inside of it. Like my friend who builds a computer for a living, he bought almost everything from China. Just, I think one of them is a gaming mouse. It's a lightweight gaming mouse that costs 40 Singapore dollars. It is so light. It's lighter than a Logitech G Pro, okay? For every American that is using a Logitech G Pro, the Chinese is doing better. It's some random ass Chinese brand that has like, it's like some 40 gram kind of thing. Like, it's so light to the point where I can push it with just a nudge of my fingertips. It's crazy. Like, the Chinese has perfected somewhat of a capitalism kind of society, but I don't know, man. You're are just saying like, oh, Chinese things are so horrible, it's so low quality and everything. Yeah, because you're buying like the cheapest shit. if you all actually go and research, go and buy and test products, and you feel like, oh, it's cheap shit, then you can just throw it away. That's basically how it is. China produces good stuff and rubbish stuff at the same time. You just need to find it. It's literally a goal finding. It's literally a mine. You can just go and find. Let's see what else. Oh, Wi-Fi routers. Xiaomi is actually doing Wi-Fi routers. I'm not sure if you have actually heard of it, but they do, and their Wi-Fi 6 routers is about $100, and it's giving you close to advertised speeds. You try and use a router from Asus. I can tell you they are not giving you Wi-Fi speeds that are as close to advertised speeds. Okay, and so it just all boils down to like whether you want to trust the Chinese product and all. And they always say like, oh, you're gonna get spied on, you're gonna get all your data information leaked and everything. And I'm just like, my data is everywhere. An American company will sell it, they will sell it. A German company will want to sell it, they will sell it. The Japanese company want to sell it, they will sell it. The South Korean company want to sell it, they will sell it. Even Singapore's own company will also sell its own data. Maybe not so openly to the point where the government might investigate using our police, but I don't think so. But everybody does sell data to either the Chinese or whoever is willing to buy it, and then they'll just use that data. They'll just try and scam you, try and I don't know. It's how do I say this? I think the US has one of the lowest human development index of the world, of the developed world actually. Like, okay, let me just go and see how much development the US has.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so the US Human Development Index in 2022 is 0.927. I have no idea how this chart works. Let me see. The US Human Development Index is ranked 20. Who is ranked number 1? Number 1 is Switzerland. Number 2 is Norway. Number 3 is Iceland. Number 4 is Hong Kong. Number 5 is Sweden. Number 6, Sweden and Denmark is number 5. Oh, so 2 countries are ranked the same. 7 is Ireland. Germany is 7. Singapore is number 9. My own small tiny ass island is ranked number 9. The US Human Development Index is ranked 20. You're not even in the top 10, and you call yourself the world's number 1 country. I don't know, man. Like, you need to buck up, man. Like, ask your politicians to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, or their pants straps, or whatever, or through their spandex or something. I have no idea what it is, but you're ranked 20th out of all the developed nations. My country, this small tiny island nation, is ranked number 9. Alright, a country that is almost about 2 million times smaller than you are is ranked number 9 on the Human Development Index. That is just crazy. Okay? You guys don't even pass healthcare reforms. You all don't even have competition in your country. Like, even now, there's competition in social media space. They are just like, let's chase it out. Chase it out, we own it, and then it becomes ours. So then it's like, oh, more infighting among themselves, and then they just change the algorithm. Who does that? You create something and then somebody says it's mine. It's no longer yours, it's mine. That is so anti-competitive behavior. Like, I don't even know how the antitrust is not even triggered by it. And then I've heard like so many stories from people like, oh hey, the food servings in the US, ginormous. And then you all eat like you all have free healthcare. And then I just go, huh? I eat a plate of rice with like 3 side dishes, I'm full. Alright. We have something called mixed vegetable rice, so we have one bowl of rice on top, and then we have like 3 different side dishes on that plate. We eat that, and then after that we are full already from that one meal. But apparently you all just eat like there is no food tomorrow. The amount of food that is on the plate is like you all eat like, oh, there will like never be food on the table tomorrow. Like I thought that would be my country's mentality, because we are just a hinterland. We literally have no resources. The resource is us, the humans who work in this country. But the US has literally has farmlands. You have oil. You have literally every single natural resource in the world, and then you'll eat like, oh, there's like no food tomorrow. I don't know, man. Like your healthcare is also another crazy thing. Also, it's like, oh my god, why is healthcare tied to employment? It doesn't make any sense that healthcare is tied to employment. Like if I were to leave my job today, or the next working day, like, because I'm recording this on a Friday, if I were to leave my job and then it's like, oh, I have no healthcare, I just go, what? So my life is like inconsequential in the eyes of the people who are supposed to take care of me? No. Okay, but granted, Singapore doesn't have any free healthcare. What we have is what we call subsidized healthcare. Like, we know the healthcare cost is very, very high, so the government decided to just step in and then say we're going to curb how much you're going to charge the people, so that people can afford to come and see a doctor whenever they are sick. Okay, this system, although yes, not perfect, like some other country where they have super high taxes but they get free healthcare. In Singapore, we have low taxes, but the best we could do was subsidize healthcare. And I think every Singaporean knows about it, and they take it in stride. That, alright, we may not have free healthcare, but at least our healthcare is affordable. That is the main thing. Our healthcare is affordable. The US healthcare system is, oh, I pay this much for my insurance, but I still have to pay on top of my insurance. And I'm just like, what? There are some things that oh my god, I can't even say the words. It boggles my mind that you pay for insurance and then you just still pay for some more. In Singapore, those without an insurance, we go to a government healthcare facility and then they subsidize it for you, and then you pay the remaining. So I think the remaining is about 20%. They subsidize about 80 to 95% depending on who you are. And then you just pay like the 5% or like the 20% that they charge towards you, which is like, most I see doctor consultation in Singapore, $13, $13.52. If you want the exact numbers, that was like the amount. And there's just so many systemic problems with the US that the people that you voted in to help you to solve the problems are not helping you to solve the problems. They are just in it to benefit for themselves. And I just like how every American that is out there, they look at Singapore and they're like, oh, that's an authoritarian country. Yet we have more human rights here than the United States itself. Which is just so funny. Which is like, oh my god, we were a country that was so poor in resources. We literally have nothing. All we had was a port. A shipping port. Alright. And then we decided to just use policy and everything to attract businesses to Singapore. And now we are like one of the world's richest, okay, maybe not the world's richest, but like one of the world's richest countries on the planet. We went from having absolutely nothing to our name to a place where we live very comfortably. I live very comfortably. My family lives very comfortably. This is my family's car. Alright, owning a car in Singapore is different from owning a car in the US. Alright, this stupid hunk of metal here costs $150,000. Singapore, before you even get the paper that allows you to drive this car on public roads. Alright, that paper you have to bid for it. Okay, to all my American fans who doesn't know about this, you're just buy a new car, you'll go to the DMV, you'll get it registered, and then you can just put the plate on the car and then you can drive on the road. In Singapore, it's different. Singapore, you have to pay for the car. Then after that, you have to pay for a separate thing called a certificate of entitlement. So the certificate of entitlement is basically a piece of paper that tells you that, hey, look, we're going to let you drive this car that you bought for about 10 years. And then if anything, we might let you extend it for another 10 more years. Because, it's still in good condition and everything, so we will just let you extend it for another 10 more years. And yeah, there's some motorcycle. And owning this thing can be about up to $200,000 in Singapore. This is crazy. It's really, really crazy to own a car in Singapore. And yet, my family is fortunate that we have enough money to actually afford it. And I'm of legal age to actually drive. So I drove it while they are sleeping at home. So because I wanted to record this video, and I just said, okay, why not we just drive outside? Have like a mini recording session outside, talking to myself while everybody looks at me. The perks of recording yourself outside with everybody staring at you. Let's see. Do I need to update this? Maybe later. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like my American friends, you're really got shafted by your own government. Like in Singapore, although our government can be a bit harsh on us, but they have us in their mind. And that's why we don't seem like we are actually suffering, and more like we are actually enjoying ourselves. And recently I just saw the news that we are the world's happiest citizen. So I don't know, man. The US is just already having a mental health crisis. Like we have a mental health crisis of our own, but it's just a lot more dumbed down. Like my generation I know a lot of people with depression, mild depression, anxiety and everything, like all the mental illness that the US is having. But I would say not so, it's not a lot, and also, but it's also not that invisible that we don't know about it. We know about it, the government knows about it, we are doing something about it. But I think it's just a very tough act and balance to actually handle mental health. So I guess we are approaching this one step at a time. Anyway, I need a break. I'm going to record another set of videos after this.